Hi everyone. Wow, it has been a minute since I have gone live on the Discipleship with Sunel group, and it's been a busy couple of weeks. Oh my goodness. We also haven't had adult Sunday school at church because of all the Christmas programs and things that have been going on. So I didn't necessarily want to continue on the live before I continue the teaching in the adult Sunday school, if that makes sense. So you're catching me right now. I'm going to make some meatballs ahead of time and freeze them. So that's how I try to work, what's the word? Frugally with our money. So what I do is I buy a big round bag of minced meat or burger, and then I'm also adding some droeworst spices, and then I divide it up into smaller bags of 1 pound each bags of minced meat, and then this time I'm also making some meatballs ahead of time, and I'm putting in some spices and some breadcrumbs, all lekker. Anyway, that being said, I figured I really want to do more videos, so what I'm going to do is you're gonna start seeing me put up random videos just chatting about everything that we're busy with. So in 2026, I hope you are just excited as I am about 2026's celebration of faith Bible study, where we go through 12 books of the Bible, which are Job, Exodus, Proverbs. I think, is it John, or I think it's John. I can't remember exactly. 1st and 2nd Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Timothy, Ephesians, Hebrews, Jude, and Revelation are the 12 books that you guys chose. And right now I am busy with the book of Job, and I'm preparing for the book of Job and the teachings. And I've actually gone through my previous years as teachings, and I feel like I worked with what I knew how to at that point. But this time it's going to be a lot deeper than what I would normally do. So I thought I'd share with you something that was really interesting for me this past week already, from the book of Job, or for the past 2 weeks. But this specific thing really specifically stood out to me as I've been going through it. And the main, so we know Job was basically harassed by Satan to see if he will curse God. And God believed that Job will not. He knew Job would not. And Satan was like, well, just remove your hand of protection. Just remove the hedge of protection around him and allow me to, attack him or whatever. And God was like, even if you do that, he's not going to curse me. But hey, have at it. You're just not allowed to kill him, ultimately. So then Job loses his daughter, his children, they die. His livestock is raided and stolen. He loses his property, he loses his health, he loses his children. And he goes through all this affliction. And we see how Job absolutely laments his situation and gives words to his grief, which is absolutely a vital thing for us as humans. We should put words to our grief. Otherwise, how are we going to learn how to cope with it? Nevertheless, so usually we think that the thing that kept Job up at night must have been the loss of his property, or the loss of his children, or the loss of his health. But it wasn't. The thing that made Job anxious and kept him up at night? Guess. It was the fact that he knew he lived a righteous life. He knew he lived according to the book, if I can say that, no pun intended. He knew he did everything according to what pleased God, but he couldn't understand what he did that offended God so badly that he would bring all this wrath against him. Now, ultimately, we know that Job did not sin. It wasn't because of sin or anything he did to offend God that all those things came against him. It was the adversary that attacked Job. We know that, but Job didn't know that at that time. And that was the thing that kept him up at night. So I thought that was very interesting. And that really stood out to me so far. And I thought, well, that's a fun fact that I would like to share with you. So I hope you enjoyed that. A little did you know. And I would recommend you start reading the book of Job. But we will ultimately all start together on January 1st, 2026, God willing, and the creek don't rise. We will all start together on our 12 months celebration of faith. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon. Shalom. Shalom.